29-28 after one half of play in the Class B championship game. I'm joined by Tracy Sickles, head coach of Hastings High School. Coach, great all-state team we just saw.
Oh, yeah. One of the best of all the classes. There's excellent athletes. People on the outside, people on the inside. It's an amazing group of girls.
Talk about the three girls. Certainly no coincidence that there's 3 of the 5 players out on the state championship floor tonight. Buckles, Oliver, and Robinette.
I think it tells you about the quality of these girls that they were able to, lead these teams to this particular point. This is by far, one of the best games of the tournament and of today. It's an excellent game. You're talking about excellent people. Katie Robinette is just incredible, both inside and outside. She's such a mobile post who has the ability to rebound and take the ball coast to coast. And then you throw in Oliver with her, who's had a lot of experience, both excellent players. And Amanda Buckles, probably one of the best point guards you've seen. She's excellent at shooting the ball and penetrating when she's being overplayed.
Thanks a lot for stopping by today, Coach.
All right, thanks.
Your Class B all-state team, but definitely a good one at that. 29-28 at halftime, the second half after the break.
My name is Gail Kendall, and I'm a professor at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, and I teach ceramics and pottery to undergraduate and graduate students here. I think one of the reasons people are so drawn to clay is because of its expressive potential. I poke it, it's poked. I don't have to bash it like metal or chisel it like wood. Probably the way I'm aligning my work these days, I'm more interested in the gesture and the less perfect, less refined aspect of it. I like peasant pots and things that were really straightforward and made simply for ordinary people. The reason why PBS is the only channel I watch is because it's commercial free. And even though there are now these little short, very short underwriters mentioned, it's completely in the background, really. And I never sense that there's more money spent on that little 3-second announcement than there is on the program that I'm going to watch. And so mostly it's because of the quality of the programming combined with the fact that it's commercial free.
The harmonies, the memories, a musical tour de force with hits spanning 3 decades. The Bee Gees, one night only.
Tuesday night at 7 Central Time on Nebraska Public Television.
Ogallala leads by 1 at halftime of the state championship game in Class B. Taking a look at the numbers provided by Joe Krings, doing a great job on stats tonight. Really, the number that stands out is free throws. 10 free throws made by Ogallala versus 5 for Sioux City. A lot of that because of those numerous fouls that South Sioux City has committed in the first half. Leading scorers in the game, Katie Robinette with 13. Lindsey Coleman for Ogallala leads their half with 10. Back with more in a minute. NET, Nebraska Educational Telecommunications, is public television in Nebraska and so much more. Much of Nebraska enjoys the world's finest classical music from the Nebraska Public Radio Network. You hear the world's finest news organizations on Nebraska Public Radio, along with our own award-winning local news program, Nebraska Nightly. We're also the place you'll find a Prairie Home Companion, Garrison Keillor. More than broadcasting, Nebraska Public Radio offers music appreciation classes across the state. It's all part of NET, educating, challenging, and inspiring Nebraska, the nation, and the world through excellence in non-commercial telecommunications.
It's a living museum dedicated to the preservation of colonial farm life in the state of New York, and it's rich with history. Come meet some of the people who keep the old-fashioned ways very much alive as we share in a harvest of history. Next time on People Near Here.
Monday night at 8 Central Time, only on EduCable.
Along with Scott Kilberry, Luke Stuckmeyer, I'm John Bishop. Welcome back to the Devaney Center. You might look at the score and see Ogallala leading at halftime over South Sioux City by 1 and think, wow, this is a tremendous upset. And yeah, it would be an upset for South Sioux City to lose, but it's not an upset of that huge proportion. I mean, if you think back to what South Sioux City has accomplished, and if you think back to last year, just that 1 year of state tournament championship game experience is just tremendous when it comes to coming back and playing the year later. And you can see the confidence in Ogallala. We'll be back with the second half right after this.
In order to banish the new ideas, it would be necessary to ban the whole science of astronomy and forbid men to look at the heavens.
I guess one of the reasons we got here today was because of a gentleman named Galileo a long time ago who made a rather significant discovery about falling objects in gravity fields. Well, in my left hand I have a feather, in my right hand a hammer, and I'll drop the two of them here and hopefully they'll hit the ground at the same time. How about that? Mr. Galileo was correct.
This Millennium Minute has been made possible by the National Endowment for the Humanities.
Well, now this is exciting. We're doing it again. Red Green Live 99, a big marathon right here on PBS. We'll have all kinds of prizes and competitions going on. It's going to be one heck of a time. You don't want to miss it, believe me. We got another winner. Come on down here. We got people who's already made some targets. Having a big competition this year, not only nationally, but your station is actually competing against another station in the U.S. It's going to be a great night. Don't miss it.
Coming March 20th to Nebraska Public Television.
Ready to go. Second half of the Class B championship game. And the storyline will be, can South Sioux City cut back on the fouls? And I'm still waiting, Scott Kilberry, to see that intense South Sioux City 94 feet of defense.
Well, I think that Coach Kelly Flynn of South Sioux City has been waiting to see if his team is going to be in foul trouble for that much longer, but you're right, they're yet to unveil it. When they do, boy, it is 94 feet of electrifying energy.
Out of bounds. It'll still belong to Ogallala. Nicole Oliver is on the floor. She is playing with 3 fouls. And so too is Nicole Gazelle playing with 3 fouls to start the second half. Underneath, Robinette draws the foul, goes to the line. Lori Nispel with her first. Kay Robinette, leading all scorers with 13 points, is 1 for 4 tonight at the free throw line. Still a 1-point lead for Ogallala, their first possession. Buckholz for 3. In and out, back in. That's a great way to start the second half for Ogallala. A 4-point lead for the Indians. Oliver into the front court, has it stripped from behind, but quickly catches up to it. That's great speed. Robinette will take an open 3. Short. Rebound, though, offensively for Holt. She puts it up. No. Robinette comes flying in to get a rebound, and a foul is going to be called on Katie Robinette.
Well, it appears very uncharacteristic of Robinette as a frustration foul. She launches a three-pointer very ill-advised and then comes in and just gets a ticky-tack foul.
Ogallala with an opportunity here to make it a 6 or 7 point lead. Outside, baseline jumper is short. Rebound, Robinette tried to save it. It will still belong to the orange and black. Ogallala in the dark uniforms, the orange trimmed in black and white. South Sioux City wearing the home whites trimmed in red. A look down low, Nispel's shot is rejected by the rim, partially deflected. Oliver keeps it alive and gets it away to Fisher. Here's Gazelle in the front court. Tried to get a pass to Robinette, ill-advised, but somehow South Sioux City keeps it on their side of the floor. Oliver, they look down low for Robinette. A collision between her and Buckholt. No foul. Out of bounds off Ogallala.
Boy, Buckholt just laid out on the ground. He has got to be aching.
Here's Oliver. Drives in the lane. Had the ball blocked in her hands as she brought it down from her hip. Had enough muscle to go back up and put it down. Her first points of the game.
I believe that's on Robinette.
It is. That is her third.
Her third personal, second team foul on the Cardinals.
Could be a long half for South Sioux City if the fouls continue to rack up. Lost out of bounds. Last touch by South Sioux. 32-30. Kylie White will come in. Robinette will get a breather here with Ogallala holding a 2-point lead and the basketball. It's into Buckholt. Her pass is errant. Nispel has to go back and saves it at the timeline, then lost it. And Fisher comes down with it for South Sioux City. Some other players are going to have to step up for the Cardinals now with two of their biggest stars in foul trouble. White lost the basketball. She was looking one way. The ball went the other. She was lucky to have the time to go back and get it. Fisher in the corner. Oliver looks for Gazelle. Yes. Tie game. Her first two. Tied at 32. Ogallala around. They look. In the lane. Tough shot by Downing. In traffic. And a foul on Ogallala. It'll be on
number 34,
Lindsey Coleman.
That's her
first.
Second team foul on the Lady Indians.
And Katie Robinette back in. Keep in mind, she is playing with 3 personal fouls. So too is Nicole Oliver. So too is Nicole Gazelle. As you take a good look at head coach Al Cerny. And Holtz will depart. Tied at 32 with 5:25 left. Oliver into the front court. Stripped from behind. Taken away by Coleman. Up the floor comes Buckholt. She'll take it in the lane. The basket and a foul and a count.
That was a big time play by Amanda Buckholt. She switched hands, drew the foul, got the bucket. Now an opportunity for a three-point play.
Heidi Fisher picks up her third. So you have Robinette, Fisher, Gazelle, and Oliver with 3 personal fouls, and we are at 5:12 left in the third quarter. Would make it a 3-point lead. $14 points for Buckholt. 35-32. Here's Robinette into the front court. Robinette wants to take it in herself. Pull-up jumper. Yes. Her first 2 points in the second half. 35-34. 3 from Ogallala. No. McEntee was off the mark. Kylie White into the front court for the Cardinals. Trailing by 1. Busher wants to penetrate. Nice move. Turns around. Puts the shot up. Missed it. Ogallala basketball. Downing down the floor. 2-on-2. 3-on-2. Got it.
Around 3 defenders. That was pretty incredible driving by Ogallala.
Danielle Downing, and then a steal from Lindsey Coleman. She brings it down to Buckholz off the glass. It rolls out. Oh, my. And then a reach-in foul is going to be called on Lindsey Coleman. That shot was going down, and it came back out. What a bucket that would have been. It would have opened up a 5-point lead, which is as big a lead as we've seen in quite some time. But instead, with 4:07 to go in the third, it's Ogallala by 3.
No. Send him away. I shan't be seeing Mr. Mallory ever again. He's much too simple a country boy. I'm going to London, where I shall marry a gentleman. And I'll live in a big, fancy house. And in the summer, we shall travel to France. And spend our days eating chocolate. Australian Byron and Bodie. Oh, please, sweet brother. Can't you see what it is that will make me truly happy?
Well, yeah, but he's right downstairs. What do you want me to tell him?
We just might be saving the best for last. So far, it's been a good one. 37-34, Ogallala by 3. South Sioux City basketball. Halfway through the third quarter. At the Devaney Center, Robinette wide open, down low, has it. Down the floor quickly, using that speed to blow by the defenders. Underneath, great feed from Buckholz, down to Coleman for 2.
That was a great entry pass by Buckholz.
And they counter speed with speed. Ball knocked away. Taken out of there by Ogallala. Down the floor is Coleman. Layup. No, she missed it. Ogallala has had 2 golden opportunities to go up by 5, and both of them have rolled out. Here's Robinette down the floor. She has slipped and will shoot 2. Foul is on Danielle Downing. That's her second. 2 shots for Katie Robinette, who has struggled from the free throw line. She is 1 for 6.
I'll tell you what, Katie Robinette is so quick once she gets that entry pass. Best thing for Ogallala right now is just to deny that pass as best they can.
19 points for Robinette, back to a 1-point game. Ogallala with the advantage with 3:19 left. Third quarter of play. Entry pass. Muscled out of there by Ogallala. Tried it again. One too many tries. Went to the well. And the well came up dry. Here's Oliver for the lead. That's a tough shot. And Ogallala comes out of there with it. And it's going by Oliver. She'll get another try. Put it up. And no. Nicole Oliver showing her grit and determination. Goes to the free throw line and a chance to put her team up by 2. Or by 1, beg your pardon. No good. Oliver's still stuck on 2 points. Her average has come down with the emergence of Katie Robinette. She still averages 10.7 points a game. And we are tied. 3 points for Oliver. It's 39-39, 2:50 left, third quarter. Into the corner for Coleman. Tried a backdoor cut. Loose on the floor, tie up, and the possession arrow is in favor of Ogallala. Good hustle by Coleman. 2:42 left. Coleman to bring it in, and high lob, and it's taken away by White. Not enough juice on the ball. Down low, Oliver, yes. South Sioux City back up by 2. And Buckholz goes down hard to the floor, pushed out of bounds. And the foul
South Sioux City foul number 42, Nicole Gazelle.
is on Gazelle, her fourth.
Her fourth personal.
She is going to have to come out. Kylie White will join her on the bench.
And she came in number 33, Ann Holtz.
41-39 South Sioux City. Buckholz works against 2 defenders, and Robinette commits her 4th foul.
Robinette, that is a big foul.
South Sioux City foul number 24, Katie Robinette. That's her fourth personal. Team foul number 5.
And before they can get a substitution in, Robinette stays in there. Ball last touched by Angie Kane. Now Kylie White will come in for Katie Robinette. And she will probably sit the rest of this period.
This is a golden opportunity for Ogallala. Take advantage of her departure at both ends of the court because Robinette, a force defensively and offensively for Sioux City, South Sioux City.
Lost the ball, nearly out of bounds, and White comes away with it for South Sioux City. Cardinals lead by 2. Down the floor, it's Fisher. White looking around. Fisher will take the 3. 2, it's a 2. It's a 2. Fisher was on the line, 43-39. 4-point lead. High lob, errant pass out of bounds. It belongs to South Sioux City. And Ogallala is going to call a timeout. Alan Cerny wants to take a 20 here. It's 43-39. And keep in mind, this is happening with Katie Robinette on the bench with 4 fouls for South Sioux City. So they're starting to get some help from other people. 8 turnovers in this quarter for Ogallala, part of the reason why they've lost out on opportunities to build a lead of their own.
Well, Nicole Oliver has come alive in the second half, getting on the board. She didn't even have a field goal at all in the first half. Now she has 5 points here in the third quarter. That's picking up some of the slack for the Cardinals.
A minute 50 left, third quarter. 43-39. Cardinals can put a little bit of breathing room between themselves and the Indians. Down the floor, Kane takes it in. Now kicks it back out for Fisher. Fisher looks for White. Reaching foul. And the fouls are starting to build up on Ogallala. Michelle Pierce. It's her second. Ogallala's done a better job of distributing their fouls. They've distributed theirs. Few in number among 8 different players, and a charge!
Wow. Buckholz. She draws it against Nicole Oliver.
And that is her 4th. And we're going to see Deanna Temple in for Nicole Oliver, who runs off the floor frustrated. Now Oliver and Robinette, the 2 big stars, on the bench with 4 personal fouls. How about that? Here's Ogallala into the front court. Buckholz jumper good. 43-41. Ogallala down 2 with a minute 14 to go. Into the front court. Here's Kylie White. Up. No continuation. No continuation. In the NBA, that's a 3-point play opportunity. In high school basketball, that's a foul on the floor.
That's great fundamentals. That jump stop in the lane. You could pivot, you could pass, you could shoot. Coming to that jumping halt there is great. Great move.
White at the free throw line, it is good. All three of her points had come at the foul line.
Checking in from Ogallala, number 32, Morgan Alderman.
White's second free throw is good. Back to a 4-point South Sioux City lead. 65 seconds left to play in the third period. Ogallala, basketball, foul. I've been saying that a lot. I feel like I'm feeling like I'm calling farms or something. Like I'm selling chicken.
Well, I mean, it's safe to say when that whistle blows, foul, foul, foul.
Fourth foul now on Heidi Fisher. Three players with 4 fouls. Robinette Fisher, actually 4 players, I'm sorry. Robinette Fisher, Gazelle, and Oliver. Kelly Flynn is going to have to go deep into his bench. Coleman makes the first. Lindsey Coleman with 13 points. With 1:01 left in the third quarter. (45-43), less than a minute to play. Down the floor is Crystal Floyd. Some reserves are going to have to be stars here for South Sioux City. A pass, errant pass. Kane tries to get it from Hulse.
We can see right here with the substitutions how not every player is in sync. This is where we find out how deep that South Sioux City bench really is.
And Amanda Buckholtz will get a breather for the last 50 seconds of the period, and she has earned it. Been playing very hard tonight. Inside the three-point arc, but still no good. Loose ball on the floor. Who's going to come down with it? And it's going to be Auntie Kane. Kane lost it on the dribble. Last touch by Kane, out of bounds on South Sioux City Ogallala basketball with 40.3 seconds left in the third.
That was fortunate for Ogallala that ball went out of bounds.
No one has been leading more than 5, and White steals it for South Sioux City. 29 seconds left. Do the Cardinals play for the last shot? Deanna Temple was screaming for the basketball underneath. She was open for a minute. In the corner, on the sideline and out of bounds. And Kelly Flynn's going to have some coaching to do. He's going to calm these younger players down. This is a new experience for them, playing in this strenuous a situation, this stressful a situation. 14 seconds left in the period. Big pressure. Throws up a desperation pass, and it's taken away. Great defense by South Sioux City at the half court with 5 seconds left. With 3 seconds left. Kane's going to put up the last shot of the period. No good. We go to the final 8 minutes of play. And man, oh man alive, have we got a basketball game for you. 8 minutes to go. South Sioux City 45, Ogallala 43. Back in a minute.
It's Andrew Lloyd Webber's 50th birthday celebration, and everyone who's anyone's going to be there.
Best show in town.
From Antonio Banderas to Glenn Close.
Norma Desmond with one look.
Evita to the Phantom of the Opera. And more. Don't miss this parade of thrilling, great performances. The music of Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Monday night at 7 Central Time on Nebraska Public Television.
We're here to make a difference. We're not motivated by profits. We're driven by a passion to make things better through programs and services that have the power to change your life.
We can only do this with your support.
Who are we?
Ogallala down by 2 to start the final 8 minutes of play. What a game. Oliver back in there with 4 fouls. And they get it on the turnover. Gazelle, Robinette in there with 4 fouls. Jumper's good.
She does not miss a beat. She was on the bench with plenty of time. You think she'd get cold? Not at all.
Down low, Buckholtz finds her teammate there, and the basket is up and in. Lindsey Coleman. She's got 16 points. It's 47-45. Of the 5 players on the floor for South Sioux City, 4 of them have 4 personal fouls. Lost it out of bounds. Gazelle had it going behind her. 7:21 left, and Kelly Flynn taking a chance here with these players in the game with 4 fouls, but he wants to get off to a good start if he can here in the final period.
And Ogallala and Alan Kearney countering with the three-quarter court press.
And it's taken away, but an errant pass by Oliver. Tried to force the issue, it wasn't there. Buckholz will drive the lane. Nice scoop underhand dish underneath. The layup is missed. Tip try no good. Who's got it? Stolen. Tie up. South Sioux City basketball.
So many of those shots are right. The passes are there. Just missing those bunny shots. You got to make them.
One of the 4 players with 4 personal fouls departs. Nicole Gazelle. Kylie White is back in. In the second half, South Sioux City has committed 10 turnovers. Ogallala 11. And nearly another one. Oliver into the front court. Pass misfired. But Robinette keeps it alive. Here's Holtz. Pull-up jumper, no. Rebound, Holtz fouls it. They look down low for White. White to the baseline, off the glass, no. But she will go to the line for 2. Whew.
The tempo of this game has not let up since the opening tip.
Well, they've had all day to sit back and relax. I mean, right, playing the last game of the night.
And the last game of the season.
5 points for Kylie White, all at the free throw line. This would give South Sioux a 4-point lead. 49-45, 6:37 to play in the Class B championship game from the Devaney Center. Tries to get it between 2 defenders, and a
Somebody's
foul.
out.
I believe it's on Holtz. It is. Robinette was there too, but it's on Holtz. That's her 3rd. But it's easy to assume any foul now by Sioux City, and someone's going to be disqualified.
Right.
And Robinette was in the vicinity. Amanda Buckholz, 17 points. She is 3 for 8 at the free throw line. Good. Back down to a 2-point lead for South Sioux City. Into the front court, Robinette. Here's Holtz. Touch foul on Ogallala. Buckholz with her 3rd. And here is Ann Holtz at the free throw line. Holtz tonight with 7 points. She scored all of them in the first half. She averages 8. No good on the front end of the 1-and-1. Robinette keeps it alive out of Oliver, and a foul. And Robinette will go to the line. Danielle Downing with her 3rd. Katie Robinette with 2 free throws coming up. Three for 9 at the free throw line tonight for the sophomore. Three for 10. Lane violation on Ogallala. They'll get another try. (50-47). Ogallala trails 3. 6:18 left, final period. Missed a wild pass out of bounds. It belongs to South Sioux City.
Yeah, that was just a bad pass altogether.
Ogallala, despite the fact that South Sioux City in some aspects has their backs against the wall here in foul trouble, has yet to take full advantage. In fact, take any advantage at all. Here's Robinette from Fisher. Yeah.
You're definitely right, John. The Lady Indians need to go at those players with 4 fouls. They need to drive. I mean, look at the aggressiveness on defense by South Sioux City, and those are players with 4 fouls.
Pull-up jumper is missed. Rebound. Ogallala keeps it alive. Buckholz.
Wow.
She has 20, 52-49. Cardinals can't get much more ahead than 5. That's been the biggest lead of the game for either team. Oliver looking outside to Fisher. Clock running down with 5:20 to go. Entry pass. Oh, nice move around the defense. Beautiful play. Nicole Oliver with 7 points, and none prettier than that. Nispel finds a teammate but has it stolen away. Oliver gonna run the floor. Oliver down. Oliver no. Gets back to miss. Double dribble. Five minutes to go in the ball game. South Sioux City with a 5-point lead.
Hey, look, everybody, it's Shorty Big Short Shorts. You know what's so great? It's that each one of us is different. That's what makes it so interesting. You're not going to get away with that, are you? Well, you know, lots of people in my calories. He's probably a lot hungrier than I am. What's up, Roger? What did you learn in school today? Shut up! I learned that some words can have more than one meaning. Like the word sick. To mean illness. Or... Okay, bye, Roger. Keep on, keep it on. I'm home. Come on. Hi, honey. Hi, Barney.
Ogallala trails by 5 with the basketball and 5 minutes to go.
I tell you what, if I were Ogallala, I would take that ball and dribble it right at Katie Robinette. I would draw a foul. I would draw a foul on Oliver.
Instead, a pull-up jumper is off. Ogallawa's shots are not falling here in the second half. Tennille McEntee with the errant shot. 4:43 left. It's playing right into South Sioux City's hands. Ogallala not taking advantage, and a charge is called on Kylie White.
Third possession ball, whistle on number 50 for South Sioux City. Kylie White by 7 personal.
No free throws.
Number 9.
Here comes Ogallala. Buckholz between defenders has a shot blocked, and Robinette fouls out of the game.
That's what she had to do. Should have done that about 2 minutes ago.
And Amanda Buckholz goes out at center court, meets Robinette, and shakes her hand. Those are true competitors. Katie Robinette fouls out with 24 points. It was awful close. I thought maybe she got ball. But when you're playing with 4 fouls, you got to be extra careful. Buckholz makes the first. 54-50. South Sioux City calls a timeout, and Katie Robinette's the first player off the bench to greet her teammates. Back with more in a minute.
They thought if they joined the National Guard, they'd earn some extra money and train with their friends once a week. Instead, Nebraska's 134th National Guard Infantry Regiment's first action was in the bloodiest battle of World War II. Their motto, all hell can't stop us. It's the story of how wars are fought and how lives are changed.
Coming Tuesday, March 16th at 9:15 Central Time on Nebraska Public Television. Friday night at 8 Central Time on Nebraska Public Television.
One more free throw coming up for Amanda Buckholtz. This would make it a 3-point game. If you're just joining us, South Sioux City missed the shot. Miskell with the rebound. The putback is good. She's got 8 points. It's a 2-point game. If you're just joining us, South Sioux City's drive for 5 has run into a slight roadblock. Katie Robinette, the star player, as Oliver pulls up in the lane and misses the jumper. Katie Robinette is fouled out of this game with just over 4 minutes to play. Down the floor for the tie. Blocked by Oliver. And a foul. And that's over.
That's right.
It's over for Oliver.
Well, she was taking a big risk with that block, and then I would have just stayed ground, and she went for all the gusto. Back-to-back blocks. And the men in stripes say, nothing doing.
Here it is again. Yeah, it looked like she may have gotten a hand. How about this? Nicole Oliver fouls out with 7 points. 54 to 52. And for South Sioux City to win the state championship for a 5th straight year, they are going to have some role players play big roles. And some bench players play big roles as Lindsey Coleman has silently had 17 points in this game. Tie game. 8 for 9 at the free throw line. 3:50 to play. Buckle your seatbelt. Into the front court. It's Fisher to the baseline. Stop there to Hulk. To Kylie White. Kelly Flynn standing and shouting instructions. Both sides, fans are standing and clapping. Ogallala looking for the stop. South Sioux City looking to get the lead back. They look down low for White. Bumped into, no foul is called, and a foul on South Sioux City. And the calls are all going against the Cardinals. The foul is on Angie Kane.
Wow. I thought that could have gone either way on both incidences, underneath the bucket when the ball was jarred loose and going out of bounds. There was so much contact there.
Amanda Buckholtz to the free throw line. She has 21 points. 13 in the second half.
She's really come on strong from the foul line in the second half. She struggled in the first half.
And Ogallala has only missed 1 free throw in the second half. They are 10 of 11 in the second half. Ogallala by 2. And South Sioux City has their back against the wall. Push her into the front court. Angie Kane. Kane wants to take it in herself. Kane a little too strong. Gazelle and the foul. It's going to be on Ogallala. Free throws coming up for South Sioux City. Nice play by Angie Kane to create something. Started on the left side of the floor, went all the way around, looped to the baseline, and forced the defense to suck in. And that, we have talked so much about Ogallala being in foul trouble, that is Buckholtz's 4th foul for Ogallala. And a timeout, 20-second version taken by Ogallala. Free throws coming up for South Sioux City that would tie the game. It's 56 to 54. The Indians lead by 1. Or by 2, beg your pardon, by 2.
Well, you have to imagine what Ogallala coach Al Cerny is telling Buckholtz right now. Don't play defense. He's not going to say that because instinctively she's going after that ball no matter where it is on the court. But she picks up those fouls, going after those free balls, going after the rebound in the land of the free, going after the out-of-bounds ball. Be interesting to see what happens.
Nicole Gazelle to the free throw line. She has 2 points, 2 playing and 4 fouls. Again, Oliver and Robinette on the bench with 5 fouls out of the game. no good. Under 3 minutes to play. Ogallala looking for their first state championship. Buckholz stopped at the free throw line. At the baseline. And back in. Lindsey Coleman. Wow. Lindsey Coleman with a great second half. 58-54. Ogallala by 4. 2:35 left. South Sioux City in trouble here. Kylie White in the lane. Travels.
Yep. She may have picked up that back foot. It was a great idea, that move, but her pivot foot she picked up.
Crystal Floyd in. And Gazelle out. South Sioux City is in desperate trouble here. Down by 4 with 2:25 left. Their best two players out of the game with 5 fouls.
Ogallala just needs to take its time now.
In the lane, jumper is up, no good. Rebound, put back good again, and there is Lindsey Coleman. 22 points for Coleman. And a timeout taken, a 20-second timeout by South Sioux City. Ogallala with the biggest lead in this game by either team, 6 points. South Sioux City desperately needs a basket on this possession, or this game could slip through their fingertips.
Well, I'll tell you what, Coleman is one happy camper. She has ice flowing through those veins.
Wow. Lindsey Coleman on the season averages 16.4. He's got over 20 here tonight. 22. Ogallala by 6. South Sioux City basketball. Reserves out on the floor. Hulse brings it in. 2 minutes to play. Pusher for 3. In and out. Rebound. Loose ball foul. It's on Ogallala.
I think it's on Downing.
Yes. That's her fourth. At the free throw line is Kylie White. White is perfect tonight, 6 for 6. That's where all 6 of her points have come from. South Sioux City 8 for 16 at the line. (60-55). Ogallala by 5. Now they can play this strategy. Maybe they can run some clock. Buckholz is going to penetrate, take it in herself with the right hand. No. Rebound, no, and there she is again. Wow. Lindsey Coleman, 24 points. 7-point Ogallala lead. White for 3. No. Rebound to Mispel. Ogallala, baseball pass down the floor. Coleman is there. Missed the layup. South Sioux City gets it back. 1:20 to go. South Sioux City needs points. They're down by 7. A wild 3 and a foul on the three-point shot. A foul on the three-point shot. Terrible mistake by Ogallala.
Really was, because the last thing they want to do is foul. Not only does that give South Sioux City opportunities to get points from the line, but it also stops the clock. And right now, their ally is the clock as it winds down for Ogallala.
62-55, and timeout on the floor taken by Ogallala. And they have 2 left with 1:12 to go. 3 free throws coming up for Ann Hulse, who was fouled on a 3-point shot attempt. If she can make them all, it'd be a 4-point game, and still plenty of time. As we take a look, possession arrow is in favor of Ogallala. Each team has 2 timeouts left. Each team is in the double bonus. Ogallala going for the upset. South Sioux City, we said in the pregame, they have not played their best state tournament, but they played good enough to get here. But foul trouble early has come back to haunt Sioux City late. with Robinette, Katie Robinette, the sophomore sensation, and the junior sensation, Nicole Oliver, each disqualified with 5 fouls. These are very big free throws for Ann Holmes.
Well, that aggressive play, it's hard to retrain your players and tell them not to be so aggressive and let up, because that's what got them here. Unfortunately, that's what got them fouls, too.
Eight points for Ann Holtz. To make it a 4-point game. Those are some very big free throws, 62-58. Ogallala by 4 with the basketball, coming down to a minute to play in the Class B championship game. Buckholz being pressured, and a foul's going to be called on Angie Kane. Her third. Buckholz will go to the free throw line with a minute and 1 to go. And so Ogallala, which has been 11 of 10 in the second half from the line, needs to continue that pace, and they can win the state title. This will be 2.
In for South Sioux, number 4, Deanna Temple. For Ogallala, number 30,
24 points for Buckholz. 11 of 12 from the free throw line in the second half. There is your difference in the game. One of them. 64-58, under a minute to play. South Sioux City needs something to happen here. Lost it on the dribble. Buckholz is going to take it down the floor. Lays it up and misses it. Gets the putback. No. Still loose on the floor. And a foul is going to be called. And to the free throw line is Lindsey Coleman.
South City foul on number 50.
And it's on Kylie White.
Third personal foul.
And ladies and gentlemen, Ogallala is 47 seconds away from the upset and a denial of 5 in a row.
Lindsey Coleman and Amanda Buckholz, it's only fitting that both of them were underneath that bucket trying to get the putback.
An 8-point lead. Ogallala last year lost this state championship game. Holtz has a wild 3. It's no good. Time is running out. South Sioux City won the state title game a year ago. 70-56 over Ogallala. Practically the entire Indian team is back, and they march through the regular season undefeated. And Alan Cerny thought that his team learned some valuable lessons from last year. Michelle Pierce with her first point. A line violation, no good, the free throw. And a timeout taken by Al Cerny, a 20-second timeout. South Sioux City trying for a state record. They're ranked 10th in the country by USA Today. They have not lost to a team from this area in 63 games. Back in 1997, they lost a game at Norfolk. In the last 5 years, South Sioux City is 138-7. But Ogallala is strutting the strut of a champion tonight. They have taken advantage of 2 of the best players in the state, 2 All-Staters, Nicole Oliver and Katie Robinette, being disqualified for 5 fouls. No good. 30 seconds left to go. Holtz brings it down. 3-point shot on the way. Off the mark. Loose ball. White gets it back. Her shot no good. Time is running out. Lost ball out of bounds. Ogallala has it. And it is going to be a happy trip back to the Panhandle for the Indians and their fans. They came here dreaming of a state title, and their dreams are about to come true. Hull steals the inbounds pass, puts up a three, no. Rebound to Nispel with 17 seconds left. She'll come back the other way and shoot free throws. Right now, South Sioux City in a state of shock. They are not accustomed to losing.
Well, following yesterday's win in the semifinal match, Nicole Oliver said, I'm looking forward to winning the state championship the next 2 years because she's a sophomore. Could they have been looking ahead? I don't know.
Well, if they were, it was a monumental mistake. I kind of doubt it. But that's the confidence of youth talking right there.
And the confidence of a winner. I mean, if you win so many times, you think you're going to win, you're going to go out and win.
Would the game have been different had the foul trouble not been there? Of course it would have. But that's why they play these games. 67 to 58, 17.7 seconds left. South Sioux City still trying to plug away, but it won't be enough. Three-point shot off the mark by Steineke. 5 seconds left. Tipped away. Here's Haberman. It's good. This game is over. Ogallala in an upset. 69 to 58. David has just flung the Giants. What a game. Back with more after this.
There's more to Nebraska Public Television than what you can see on TV. Visit us on the web at net.unl.edu.
NET, Nebraska Educational Telecommunications, is public television in Nebraska and so much more. We're helping make sure every Nebraska child starts school ready to learn. Ready to Learn is a public television project that uses the educational programs children enjoy watching on Nebraska Public Television and Educable to give them the skills they'll need once they start school. More than just great programs, Ready to Learn includes seminars for teachers, parents, and caregivers. It's all part of NET, educating, challenging, and inspiring Nebraska, the nation, and the world through excellence in non-commercial telecommunications.
Consider taking a journey through today's news. Consider how the world opens up, how refreshingly intelligent the news can be. All things considered from NPR. We think you'll find the difference considerable.
Weekday afternoons on Nebraska Public Radio.
The Indians cutting down the nets this year in an upset by 11. Ogallala state champions. South Sioux City not accustomed to being runners-up, but here they are. The Cardinals, a great team.
Number 23, Angie Kane. Number 40, Sarah Steineke. Number 50, Kylie White. Number 24, Katie Robinette. Number 32, Heidi Butcher. Number 33, Ann Holtz. Number 42, Nicole Giselle. And number 44, Nicole Oliver. your school. Congratulations, South Sioux City High School, Class B state runners-up. And congratulations on a tremendous 12-year run. And now, to the champions. First, Coach Alan City. We have a special award for you. And now, Coach, hand out the gold medals to your championship team members. We will introduce them one by one. Number 12, Jamie Eichner. Number 14, Nicole McCormick. Number 20, Leslie Eichner. Number 24, Morgan Staples. Number 30, Michelle Pierce. Number 32, Morgan Haberman. Number 45, Lindsay McGreer. Number 10, Amanda Buckholz. Number 22, Danielle McEntee. Number 34, Lindsay Coleman. Number 40, Danielle Denning. And number 43, Lori Timmerstall. The 1999 Class B High School basketball champions, Ogallala High School. Congratulations, players and coaches, on an outstanding undefeated season.
A perfect season ends in perfect fashion. 69-58, Ogallala state champions. The big stars tonight, Lindsay Coleman with 26, Amanda Buckholz with 25. Buckholz last year in this same game spilled everything but her blood on the floor. Actually, I think she was even cut in that game. She spilled everything out on the floor. Tonight, she had some help, and it was worth it. An 11-point state championship. We will meet both head coaches and the new Class B state champions in a minute.